Let's dive into money and mindset, audience and beliefs. Now, they may seem kind of a little bit contrary to each other, but they're really, from a mission perspective, they're really closely related. So I'm going to work backwards a little bit. So your mindset and your beliefs are going to have a direct impact over money and also your audience, for two reasons on the audience. So typically speaking, when we look at a mission, we're going to start with your story. It always comes from the individual who's created the mission. It's always about their backstory first, and then the story hooks up with what their message is. What is it that they want to share? That will then in turn give way to the audience and who we want to share it with and why. And then when we're doing those things, the reason why we have inner alchemy sitting alongside conscious business before we get to the creative media and the digital marketing perspective is that you are driving the ship. So therefore, that probably sounds wrong, driving the ship. We're not driving any ship, are we? We're steering the ship, driving the car. Gotta get that right for anybody who's saying that. So the thing being is, whatever you believe to be true is, whatever your mindset and your limiting beliefs are, will affect how you are able to actualize your mission. And the reason why I say how rather than why, what, when, who, or the rest of it is because if you believe I can do this, I can't do that, this is possible, that's possible, this isn't, that isn't. So one of the things that I really want you to think about in terms of being a mission-driven entrepreneur is to really get comfortable with, I don't know what I don't know. And for two reasons. One, because we're always learning, we're always evolving, always growing. It is not a personal attack on where we're at right now. It's just about the acknowledgement that there is always something amazing out there that you can see, you can view, you can experience, you can read about, you can learn about, and so on and so forth in terms of innovation, creativity, technology, just amazing things all the time. Okay, and remember that every single thing we have has been created. It's come out of the mind of a human, and I'm not talking about the universe here. I'm not talking about Mother Nature. I'm talking about man-made, human-made. The human-made world was once an idea, a thought, a dream, a creative idea in the first place. So it's imperative that for mission-driven entrepreneurs, they think big. The reason why this is called $1 Million Mission, now some of you might go on to make $10 million, $100 million mission. Some of you might be a 100K mission. It doesn't matter. What matters mostly is the stretching of the mind and basically the forging of better beliefs. Because if you come from a background where people have only earned this amount, if you come from a neighbourhood where people typically live here, they do this, they earn that, they hang out with this people and so on, what you have to understand, that whole nature-nurture perspective, is all of those things have gone into you to make you who you are today. And energetically speaking, they will enable you to be emitting a particular type of energy, frequency, vibration, whatever you want to call it, whatever sits right for you. And because that's an invisible signal, you don't know what you're putting out there unless you're really consciously aware of it and you're doing the inner work to know that. And if you pitch it at a certain note and everything around that comes into harmony, then what you put out, like will attract like, in that energetic field. Okay, so let's go back to this whole thing about money and mindset, audience and beliefs. So if we just unpick that a little bit. So your beliefs are the thing that you need to keep on working at all the while, because we're constantly unraveling, unfolding, unpicking things that may serve us, may not serve us, things that we knew, things that we don't know. So that's a constant. And again, let's go back to the point. It's not about criticising anybody. It's not about anybody not being good enough. It's nothing to do with that. You need to really get that and remove it out of your way. Because to be truly mission driven, you cannot let anything get in your way that is going to keep you small, keep you constricted, constrained, trapped. You cannot. So we need to think about, when we're saying unlimited thinking, limitless. Our email is limitless at the Quantum Dojo for a reason. Limitless and quantum are just exponential growth wise. We cannot be contained. If we allow ourselves to be contained, we're never going to know what it is that we're possibly going to achieve. So, you know, when they say like dream, believe, achieve, it's true. Now, obviously that's not on its own, so let's come back. So we're going to look at these beliefs. We're going to really, really, really look at them. Some of them are going to be traumas. Some of them are going to be ancestral. Some of them are going to be absorbed from others. Some of them are going to be experiences. Some of them are going to be things that have, you know, you've witnessed. There's a whole myriad of things that can have gone into the body and the energetic systems and all the rest of it. So that comes under inner alchemy, and that's something that you need to work on all the time. To peel these back and heal them and transmute them and transform them. Once we've done that, we can now get into mindset. Mindset is going to be very, very acutely about setting intents, about having a formidable strength. This is why we have Bushido. This is about a warrior being, to be able to go through the ups and the downs of entrepreneurship, to be able to weather those storms, to be able to bend like bamboo. It's all vital. So now we're going to move into the mindset of $1 million mission. And as I say, if you're particular and you're already at 7 figures and you're going for 5 million or 10 million, fine, change the zeros. It doesn't matter. But $1 million is there for most people to get them outside of their thinking into a bigger parameter and a bigger number. So now we're really focusing on what the mindset is. Now let's move into the whole thing about money. Again, money, we use 2 metrics in here, impact and income. Impact, the amount of people you can positively help. Now, whether that's Mother Nature, animal kingdoms, people, children, causes, whatever your thing is if it's within that realm of our earth, it's about the impact you can make. The reason why impact and income sit together is because, typically speaking, I can't say across the board universally because somebody might throw an example at me. So let's just say, typically speaking, if you are impacting 1 million people, and they're paying for something, whatever it might be, watching a movie, millions of people, reading a book, potentially millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, 10 people, doesn't really matter the amount. What the amount means is what income is that going to be bringing into the business so that can be reinvested to help more people. What percentage of that income can be sliced off and given to causes, charities, foundations, things that we want to do. So the money is really, really important, and it's also vital importance that we are able to link the two together, because when it's outside of us, it's not an internal need, it's not a lack, a fear, a want, a need, a panic. It's actually, I am mission driven, I am focused on the impact and the service, and I require X, Y, and Z in terms of resources, platforms, people, support, whatever it might be, in order for me to actualize that. Now, one of the questions about audience and how we speak to them, I'm going to fly against the standard winds with this, because you can download 1,000,001 different marketing tools and templates and checklists and whatever. Great. However, mission-driven people tend to be talking to themselves to a degree. So what I mean by that is your story, your why, your incarnation of what it is that you are creating is for people like you. So a lot of us will say something like, oh, okay, I had this experience, that experience, the other experience, and I decided to put this thing together to create that so that it could help people. And oftentimes that's why because you needed to go through that journey. That's why they call it the hero's journey. You needed to be that person. You needed to be the hero of that journey so that you can then talk back to people who are just starting that journey, and you can help them along that path. That's why often if you think about people that have had some kind of addiction, usually like alcohol or drugs or something like that, and they go and get support, a lot of those people will be people that have been in recovery, people that have gone through that, so that they can help them because they understand. Understanding is massive. People don't talk about understanding enough. And when you feel heard, seen, understood, acknowledged, that is massive. And that is one of the reasons why your audience will go, okay, I really want to work with you. I want to read your books. I want to attend your talks. I want to come and see your movies. Whatever it is that you do. Because they'll know that you care. And you have to also understand that if we look at the globe as a whole, the reason why there's so many mission keepers is because for every person, every scenario, every different which way, there is a person that's walked a path. There are people that have collaborated together. There are companies, there are groups, there are partnerships. There are all kinds of things that help us. And the key reason why we want that help is because if you are black belt level in your particular thing, you're going to help people do 3 things, what we say in here: activate, elevate, and accelerate. Meaning, if I go to a black belt, hopefully they know what they're talking about. They can help activate all I need to get to black belt. They're going to be able to help me. Elevate me. They're going to help me climb up that ladder. Accelerate me. Their experience, their wisdom, their just life experience of all of it is going to help me go a little bit quicker. I don't mean quicker cutting corners. I don't mean quicker get rich quick. I don't mean quicker as in I can't be bothered to do the work, I just want the accolade. No, I'm just talking about the fact of having somebody, a companion on that path, a soul guide, a companion, a consultant, a coach, or whatever it is. So it's of vital importance. So when we talk about, knowing who your audience is and how you speak to them, think about yourself. I don't like it in marketing where people try and separate the mission leader from the audience as though they're 2 separate things and that we're talking to them out there. No, you're not. You're talking to us in here because we are one. We are the collective consciousness. So you show up for your audience as you would show up for yourself, as you be the person that you want yourself to be. And you talk in the way that you speak, and you dress in the way that you dress. I really don't like fake. I don't like this idea that we have to put on a persona and speak to an avatar that is something that is so-and-so's 26 and the shop at this thing and the listen. I mean, what? No, write it for you. You're talking to you. Because I tell you for what, one, you know yourself. You have clarity, you have confidence, and you have conviction. Those things will resonate with your audience. Let's go back to frequency. If they're on that frequency bandwidth, or they're coming up to that frequency bandwidth, that is going to speak to them. That is going to bring them in, and they're just going to feel home. They're just going to feel they trust you. They're just going to feel safe. They're just going to know that they're in the right place. And then there's no selling really involved. I mean, that's why I call it sharing an offer. We share what we're doing and we offer it. Simple as. So I really want to kind of hone in on that today. And this was just going through some of the poll that was asked the other day and a couple of questions. So they might seem quite counter because we had a list of different things and these two kind of got 50-50 of the lion's share. But I think actually they're all part and parcel of the same thing. So I hope that's been helpful. I've run out of time now, but I will do more on that. So really think about who your audience is. It's you. Think about where your beliefs are. Think about where your mindset is. Think about where your abundance, your money kind of thresholds are. And think about getting into alignment with $1 million mission for you and how many people you can help and how many people you can impact and who they are. They are you. Speak to you. Doesn't mean that we're just doing this to ourselves and we're only ourselves obsessed, I mean that we're actually as a collective in a tribe. So if we speak how we speak to that collective of people, they'll get us. So hope that makes sense. I will catch you on the next one. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye bye.